Yeah, if you guys didn't think Gen Alpha was seriously cooked, I just received a story time about a kid who almost kills his teacher. Sorry, YouTube doesn't like when I actually say that. Over Skibidi Toilet. Dude, I think Gen Alpha might actually be cooked. Yeah, so, I mean, if you guys want to listen to the story, you got to be prepared that there's going to be 17 levels of cringe, and if you can only go up to level 5, then maybe this story isn't for you. But anyways, leave a like in the video right now to claim your free nothing. Subscribe if you're new. With that being said, let's just jump right into it. So we're going to call the subscriber who submitted this story Will. Anyways, right, so there's a kid in Will's class who we're going to call Ben. Which I know, shocker, we're going to call the antagonist of the story Ben. Not like I do that every single video. Anyways, though, so Ben was one of those kids who had Skibidi Toilet syndrome. Like, buddy was actually cooked. You know what I mean? Bro spent his entire summer listening to Skibidi Toilet. Bro spent his entire September when he got back from school not doing a single assignment, and all he did was listen to Skibidi Toilet. So, yeah, I mean, it was so bad that literally in class he was once kicked out because, so basically Will has a class with Ben. It got so bad that in class one day, he actually got kicked out because he wouldn't stop singing the Skibidi Toilet's, like, theme song or whatever. I don't even know, bro. Like, I'm not deep in the Skibidi Toilet lore like some of you guys are, but you know how there's that song that's, like, associated with it. Anyways, right. So basically, this kid was so obsessed with Skibidi Toilet that he wouldn't stop singing that song in class, and he actually got kicked out of class. And this kid's brain cells might have actually gone to mush. I think there might not. I think he's lost every single neuron in his brain after watching Skibidi Toilet for 24 hours a day. I mean, bro would literally probably bought duo monitors so that he could watch Skibidi Toilet twice as much. He would have one episode on one screen. He would have a compilation on the other screen just so he could absorb double Skibidi Toilet per second. Bro is actually Skibidi Toilet maxing, which is, yeah, that's an interesting situation to be in for sure. I'm not going to lie. Anyways, though, so sure enough, right, the subscriber, Will, I keep trying to call him Alex because I was debating on it. Oh, am I going to call the subscriber today Will? Am I going to call him Alex? So if you hear me say Alex, I mean Will. So this all happened one day. Seemed like a normal day. You know, Will's getting up. It's a Monday morning. Gets up early. He didn't really sleep last night. It was one of those moments. I don't know if you guys did this or do this, but I know for me with the boys, sometimes you'd pull an all-nighter, bro, just to play some, like, video games. Like, I've definitely been on Bed Wars Hypixel at 4 in the morning many years back with the boys. Like, don't get me wrong. Those are legitimately going to be core memories for me for a long time. But at the same time, bro, like, when you have to wake up, bro, the worst feeling, because I don't know about you, but I feel like the all-nighter is really fun going into it. And it's low-key pretty fun at 2 in the morning. But the worst feeling ever is at, like, 4:35 in the morning at that moment when, like, I don't know, you realize you have school the next day, and you realize that you either can go to sleep now, you have an hour of sleep, you're going to wake up feeling like garbage, or you power through and you're going to feel like garbage. Like when you realize you've cornered yourself because then you have a full day of school, especially classes you can't sleep in, bro. Yeah, that's a unique situation. So anyways, right, Will's waking up. He had like 2 hours of sleep because he was playing like Fortnite with the boys or something. He gets on the bus, you know, not the day, like I don't know, whenever I'm on low sleep, I'm never really in a mood. Like, I'm never really in a mood for, like, any nonsense. Like, I don't know, like, I'm not really a person who snaps at people, but definitely my irritation, it's so much easier to irritate me when I'm on, like, 2 microseconds of sleep. You know what I mean? I don't know if this is true for anyone else, but anyways, Will was in one of those situations. Yeah, so anyways, Will's on the bus, threw in his, like, earbuds or whatever, not trying to, like, talk to anyone, but, bro, his earbuds are not working. Dude, for me, I have a set of AirPods. I remember back in, like, 2017 or 2018 when AirPods came out, and it was, like, the meme on the internet for, like, Oh, if you're flexing with your AirPods, and I feel like everyone you look at has AirPods, bro. Anyways, whenever I dude, the worst feeling in the world is when I flip open my AirPods. Like, I don't know, I'm trying to start my day. I'm late for something. I'm just trying to throw my AirPods in to go to class. I put them in and they're dead. I didn't charge them like an idiot. So, yeah, I don't know, bro. It's like one of those situations where the day's already bad because, like, he's regretting his all-nighter, which, like, I'm not going to lie, all-nighter on a Sunday is kind of crazy. Like, I could definitely see all-nighter on a Thursday night because then you're going into the weekend, kind of. Or especially all-nighter on a weeknight or a weekend night, of course. But, bro, Alex, Will, I'm not going to lie, buddy, like, on a Sunday going into a Monday is kind of foul. But anyways, his AirPods or his earbuds or whatever, they're not working. So he's in a doubly bad mood. And guess who comes on the bus that day? Ben. So Ben's walking down the aisle and he's like, Skibidi bop bop bop, yeah. Dude actually has brain worms, bro. And he's got Skibidi Toilet themed brain worms. So sure enough, right, he's like, Skibidi bop bop bop, yes, yes, Skibidi bop bop beep. And then he, of course, Will's sitting there like, dude, please do not sit next to me, bro. Please do not sit next to me. He sits right across from him. Buddy actually sits right across from him, bro, which I guess isn't right next to him, but there's so many open seats. Ben decides to come all the way back and sit next to Will. And he's just like basically screaming the Skibidi Toilet song. So think about this, bro. Will has like 2 seconds of sleep. His earbuds are dead, or for some reason, if they're like wired, they're not working. And he's already in a terrible mood. And then all of a sudden, this kid Ben sits next to him, screaming the Skibidi Toilet theme song. Dude, I think I'd just be like, man, what did I do wrong to the universe, bro? Like, genuinely, I would probably ask, like, what did I do to deserve such a fate? Because this is a crazy fate to be bestowed upon me. Yeah, so anyways, right, Ben is just going off, singing this little Skibidi Toilet song. Will is trying not to, like, open up the window and jump out the bus to escape the situation. And he's just trying to, like, meditate. He's like, all right, I saw some video about, like, some, monks in Southeast Asia are able to, like, meditate for 25 hours a day or something, and let me just channel them. So Will closes his eyes, trying to be all relaxed. It's like inner peace. But every single time he's like inner peace, as soon as he does that, it's like he just gets interrupted by Skibidi Toilet, Skibidi bop bop bop, yes, yeah. And he's like, oh my God, I just can't do this, bro. I just can't do this. But eventually, Ben stops singing the song. And, he's like, oh my God, yes. He opens his eyes, and he catches in the corner of his eyes that Ben is staring at him. Because remember, he's sitting across from him on the bus. And they got like 10 minutes left to go. They're not like right there. And I don't know. At this point, Will is like, if I don't make eye contact, maybe he'll go away. So Will is just staring at the back of the seat in front of him, not moving even a nano inch in any direction other than staring straight forward. And then all of a sudden, Ben's like, hey. And Will's like, I'm going to pretend like I didn't hear him. And then Ben taps him. He like reaches over the aisle, starts tapping him. And Will's like, okay, I can't play this one off. So he turns around. He kind of turns to his left. He's like, yeah, what's up, bro? And Ben's like, dude, you want to hear what I'm going to do today? In Will's head, he's like, no, I do not want to hear. I do not care. I could not care. I don't think I could care less. This is literally the lowest point of caring on the scale of caring. I could not care less. Like, there's no potential situation in which I could care less about what you're going to do today, bro. I don't know how else to say it or how to say that nicely. And Will kind of looks at him. And without Will saying yes or no, Ben just starts yapping. He immediately goes into a yap session. He's like, oh, well, so you know how the teacher, let's call her Miss Davenport. I mean, low-key, that's been the name that we've used on the channel quite a bit, so I'm going back to the basics, bro. I used to use that name like years ago. Dude, I've been telling stories for a second. about time for me to retire. I don't know. Anyways, though, he's like, Miss Davenport's been really, really mean. And I don't think she understands who she's being mean to. And Will's like, what? And Ben's like, well, I don't think you understand, but I was singing the Skibidi Toilet song in class. And, like, I mean, who doesn't like that? And it should low-key be respected. Basically, like, if I was singing the national anthem in class, like, that's, like, low-key the same thing. And Will's head, he's like, bro, you cannot be serious right now. But anyways, Ben's like, well, we got kicked out of class for singing the Skibidi Toilet song, which is kind of ridiculous. But after class, I was like giving her opportunities to basically repent her sins. And Will's like, what the fuck? What? I was giving her opportunities to repent her sins so that when I went home and told Skibidi about it, that like he wouldn't be too mad. Will's like, wait, this kid's actually This kid's actually demented. Bro actually has 0 IQ. Like, I was trolling before, but I'm not trolling no more. This kid actually has no neurons left in his brain. His cranium is actually filled with goo, and not the goo like in our brains. I mean, silly putty type goo. But he actually has water in his skull and nothing else. He probably just has salt water in his brain instead of anything in there that can actually do anything. Anyways, he's like, well, so she like I don't know, but I went home and I told Skibidi about it and he was so mad. And I was like, what the fuck? What? Dude, what? And Ben's like, yeah, I was telling Skibidi, and he was like, give your teacher one more chance to say sorry, or you gotta Skibidi destroy her. Will's like, what? Look, dude, at this point, Will's like, okay, perhaps I'm hallucinating because I'm on -1 hour of sleep. He got that Tristan Tate hours of sleep in him. He's on -1 hours of sleep right now. He is already in a bad mood. Maybe he's hallucinating what Ben is saying. But Ben goes on to say, yeah, so I'm going to like give her an opportunity in front of the whole class to be like, I'm so sorry for saying bad things about Skibidi Toilet. And if she does, well, then we're cool. But if she doesn't, like Skibidi doesn't want her around anymore. Will's like, what the fuck? What? Dude, what am I being involved in? Like, please tell me I'm just having a breakdown right now. Like, what? Huh? You're saying what now? Dude? What? Yeah, so Will's just having a moment of silence where he's just thinking about everything that's going on right now. He's like, I don't want to be here. I'm tired. I don't want to be talking to Ben. I definitely don't want to be going to 8 a.m. math class, which I'm already doing terrible in. And now this kid, Ben, is saying he's going to murk our teacher if she doesn't submit to Skibidi Toilet. And he said he's talking to Skibidi Toilet. What the dude, what is my life? Yeah, so anyways, right, he's kind of just sitting there. And Ben's like, well, I just wanted to let you know what was going to happen, just so you know. And he goes back to, like, sitting down. And then Ben's like, Skibidi, bop, bop, bop. He goes back to singing a song. So Will's kind of sitting there just for a second, like, wait. Did this kid just... What? Real quick, if you made it this far into the video, yes, you, buddy, I'm talking to you. I'd like you, if you're listening on YouTube, to comment toilet down below. That will be the secret word of the day. I haven't done this in a second. And it really just shows the names and faces of everyone who's made it this far. And you'll confuse everyone who didn't make it this far into the video. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you are subscribed. And if you're listening on Spotify, because if you don't know, these are also posted on Spotify and almost equally as popular. Make sure that you have followed the podcast and also rated the podcast 5 stars. Really does help out. And if you guys are curious about what I'm doing throughout the day, I actually post a lot on Snapchat. I'm doing like 30 million views a month on there. I'm going crazy. But anyways, you basically can see everything else I'm doing. My Snapchat is just Connor Pugs. It's verified. It has like a little star on it. It's just Connor Pugs, one word. You can go look it up. And finally, if you want to submit your own stories, and they can be about whatever, doesn't mean I'm going to tell them, but you can submit whatever you want. Go to Instagram, look up Connor Pugs, message me on there. Look, it's verified 1.2. I actually got more followers on there just because my reels do so well. Message me your stories, and I will tell some of them. So yeah, with that being said, let's see what happens to Will on such a crazy day. So anyways, Will's in first period math class, and he's just kind of sitting there thinking about what Ben was saying to him on the bus. And so he pulls over to his friend Alex, and he's like, yo, what's up, Alex? And Alex is like, yo. He's like, dude, I had the craziest, trippiest convo on the bus. Alex is like, yo, what's up? He's like, dude, you're not going to believe this, but you know that kid Ben? And Alex is like, I hate that kid Ben. Yeah, what's up? He's like, dude, so he like comes, sits next to me. He's like singing that like brainrot song. And then he turns to me and says that he was talking to Skibidi Toilet, and he said to like literally murder our teacher if she doesn't publicly apologize. And Alex is like, dude, what? He's like, yeah, I know it's clinically insane. Like, don't get me wrong, but am I like obligated to turn him in? Like, is he just trolling? Am I being like an idiot? And he's like, I mean, maybe tell someone. I don't know. So Will's like, dude, I don't have time, but you know what? Fine. I'll just go to principals. I'll submit a report. I'll say this kid was probably trolling. Like, he's probably just being a stupid idiot. But Will's like, Alex, bro, I'm going to be like, dude, imagine he actually tries to do something and like I knew beforehand, like, don't I get in trouble or something? Like, especially if he says that he told me. And Alex is like, I mean, I guess. I don't really know. Maybe you just tell someone. So Will's like, oh, God, dude, I don't have the energy or the willpower to do this today. So anyways, in between like Will's like free period, he's walking up to the principal's office. He's like, there's no way that during my free period where I should be taking a nap to recover my sanity, or I don't know, go on my phone or something, that I have to go to the principal's office to report this stupid kid for saying that he's going to kill our teacher over Skibidi Toilet, bro. Oh my God. Anyways, goes to the principal's office, goes to the front desk, and she's like, do you have an appointment? He's like, no. She's like, you got to make an appointment. He's like, I really got to talk to the principal. She's like, you really got to make an appointment. And he's like, I got to tell the principal something. And she's like, you can leave a note and I'll pass it on. And Ben's like, I'm sorry, not Ben. Will's like, is that really the only thing I can do here? She says, yes. So Ben's like, or keep saying Ben. Will's like, oh, well, I mean, I guess I'm doing something. So he writes down, like, this sounds crazy, but this kid, Ben Bennington, say it's his last name, was talking to me on the bus. I don't really know him that well, but he was low-key alluding to maybe hurting the teacher. I can't tell if he was being, like, crazy and weird and stupid, but I don't know. I feel like I get in trouble if I don't report this. So he writes on a piece of paper. The secretary doesn't even look at the note. So anyways, eventually, the time has come. Ben and Will have a class together with Miss Davenport. So anyways, Will walks into class, and Loki's like a little nervous because he's like, he's starting to like realize that like even if there's a 1% chance that this is real, what on earth is this kid mean by it? Like, what does he actually mean by that? Like, that's actually insane. Yeah, so anyways, like Will walks into class, and he sees Ben sitting there in the front of the class, and he just like makes eye contact with Ben, and Will like described it to me as like bone chilling. So I don't even know, like I can only guess what that means. But when they made eye contact, like Will just had this like terrible gut feeling. And Will was like aware that he was being paranoid. His anxiety was really high because he's on low sleep. Like I know whenever I'm on low sleep, even when like I'm at a point, bro, like in my life where if I don't have like at least 6 hours of sleep, I try and aim for 8. But if I have anything under 6, I'm just like tweaking the rest of the day. Like I'm just on like high alert. I don't know. Like my cortisol levels are super high. Anything that sets me off will just set me off. Like it's one of those situations. So Will was like totally aware that he was in tweaker mode for sure. But at the same time, dude, like he was like, there's something about the eye contact that Ben made that made Will go from like, there's a 1% chance that this kid's going to try something crazy to like literally 50-50, which like, I know it's like, oh, well, 50% chance he doesn't. But dude, 50% chance he does when the doing something is really bad. Those aren't good odds, bro. I don't know how else to say it. Anyways, though, so sure enough, right, this, Will's like kind of tweaking out now. He's walking in the back of the class, and he tries to like keep some distance from Ben, but he also takes a seat that wasn't his because Will's regular seat was like straight up back of the class in his little corner. Will doesn't have any friends in this class. He's got friends. Will's doing fine in the friends department, but just in this class, he doesn't really know anyone, and he low-key doesn't care to know anyone. So he normally sits way in the back just to chill, do his own thing. But this time, he walks to the back of the class, but gets like a seat on the other side that isn't even as far back, just so he can get a view on Ben. He low-key doesn't want to be that close to Ben. Like, he doesn't want to be right next to him, just in case Ben is like insane and loops him in on it, on whatever he's doing. Or I don't even, like, Ben, Will doesn't even know, like, how would you even know for something like this? But anyways, he's kind of just like trying to get an angle on him so he can at least see what's coming ahead of time so it doesn't like straight up jump scare him. You know what I mean? But anyways, right, so Will's kind of like, he's a little worried. And part of him wants to like warn Miss Davenport. So he kind of like takes a seat and then walks over to the front of the class. And like he's being very careful because like Ben is staring him down. He kind of looks at Miss Davenport. He's like, hey, this is a little weird, but can I talk to you outside? She's like, sure, Will. Yeah, okay. And so anyways, they walk out together, and Ben is staring them down. And Will's like, oh my God, like Will can literally feel Ben's eyes burning through the back of his skull, bro. Like, it's bad. So anyways, he goes out in the back. He goes outside. Davenport's like, what's up, buddy? Like, what's wrong? He's like, dude, this is really weird. I don't know how to, like, I don't even know how to go about saying this. Like, it might be totally nothing, and I feel like an idiot if it's nothing, but I feel like I just need to tell you. Remember, you know Ben in our class? And she's like, yeah, I know Ben in our class. She's like, yeah, I know that kid. Like, you don't need to tell me anything about that kid. I know that kid. He's like, yeah, so he's on the bus today, and he was like, kind of telling me how mad he was that you like called him out for singing that stupid song in class. And I don't really know what's up, but he was like, he said that he was like talking to the Skibidi Toilet thing or whatever. I don't even know, dude. And like, that's not like a real thing. Like, that's a thing on the internet. So I don't know if he's crazy or just being weird, but he said that like the Skibidi Toilet said that like you need to be punished. I don't even know what that means. Like, I just don't want anything weird to happen to you. She's like, okay, like, thank you very much for, like, I appreciate you letting me know. I'll be keeping a close eye on Ben today. I will make sure that, like, if he tries to, like, speak out of turn or if he tries to, like, ask me to do something and Will's like, dude, like, I wouldn't really care, like, if he, like, said something bad in class. Like, you would just handle that. I don't feel like you'd really need a heads up. But, like, I'm just afraid he's going to, like, I don't know, like, throw a textbook at you or do something crazier. Like, I'm just, like, worried. She's like, hey, look, I appreciate you saying this. It's not cool that Ben was saying that to you. Puts you in a really uncomfortable position. I will at least chat with him after class. And Will's like, well, okay, that's fine. I just need you to know. So, sure enough, right, they go back in, and Ben is locked down on Will, like, staring this kid down. And Will's like, Will's like, oh my God. So he sits back in his class. He sits back in his seat. Miss Davenport starts beginning the class. And dude, the creepiest thing ever, Ben literally turns around in his seat to make direct eye contact with Will. And Will is freaked the flip out, bro. And then the creepiest thing of all is as he's turned around to look at him, he's staring him down with a blank face. But then the face, it starts creeping into like a little bit of a smile. And at that point, Will's like, no, I'm done. I'm done, dude. Like, this is messed up. Like, yo, what? Anyways, so Will breaks eye contact. He looks at the front of the class. He's like, oh, this kid's weird. So Miss Davenport's talking about whatever she's talking about. Like 30 seconds into class, Ben stands up and Will's like, no. He's being, no. He's like, Miss Davenport. Miss Davenport turns around, looks at Ben. Then Miss Davenport looks at Will and kind of gives him a little bit of a nod. of like, okay, something's like he's going to say something. And Ben's like, I am instructed to give you one more opportunity to say sorry, I'm doing the wrong voice. I've been instructed to give you one more opportunity to apologize to Skibidi Toilet. And she's like, Ben, please don't interrupt class. It's very rude to speak out of turn. Please raise your hand next time. And also, please make sure that your comments are in line with the discussion in class. This doesn't sound like it's, I've been instructed to give you one more opportunity to apologize to Skibidi Toilet or else. Whole class goes dead silent because they're like, what the fuck? What? And she's like, Ben, I do not appreciate your tone. Sit down. If you speak to me like that one more time, I'm sending you to the principal's office. He's like, Miss Davenport, I don't think you understand. I'm giving you one more opportunity. I'm giving you one more chance. Do you apologize to Skibidi Toilet and claim it as your God? At this point, everyone's like, yo, what the fuck? What? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no, Jigsaw. You're tripping. Like, bro, at this point, what? Everyone's like, yo, this kid's crazy. Oh, dude, what? So, yeah, Ms. Davenport's like, what? And Ben's like, you leave me no choice. And at that point, the door slams open. There's 2 security guards and the principal. The principal points to Ben. One security guard grabs Ben. The other one grabs his backpack, and they escort out of class. And then the principal looks at Will, points at him, says, kind of gives him the waving, wagging the finger, to come with him. Will, immediately knows what's up, gets up, walks out of the classroom. Everyone's tweaking in the class. You're like, yo, what's going on? Anyways, so Will steps out. He's, shaking a little bit because, this is, not only is he on -1 hours of sleep, Tristan Tate mode, but this is, so weird and surreal. And he looks at the principal's like, hey, I got your note. Thank you. I don't really, even if this is, he said, he basically just said, I got your note. Thank you for coming. Obviously, we paid attention to what you said. We don't take stuff like that very lightly. So, for some reason, you're pulling a prank on Ben, you're going to be in really serious trouble. He's like, this wasn't a prank, right? And Will's like, no. I wouldn't do that. I really don't even want to get involved with this kid. I don't want any association with him. I don't want to talk to him. I don't do anything. He literally just said weird stuff to me on the bus. The principal's like, okay, well, even if the credit isn't even if he doesn't have anything or it isn't really credible, kids can't go around saying stuff like that. So we're going to trust you on this. Will, you can go back to class now. Thank you. So Will opens the door and it's dead silent in there. Because Loki, the teacher, is kind of freaked out. Because, Ben went, creepy, psychotic, possessed by the Satan, a.k.a. Skibidi Toilet mode a second ago. The whole class is, whispering to each other. She walks back. Will walks in, takes his seat. And the teacher's just sorry about that, class. Let's go back to discussion. So the teacher does, do the rest of the class, normal programming. But you could tell that she's, kind of not, you know when you're saying stuff and you're not even really thinking, you're kind of just speaking and the sentences kind of make sense, but you're not even paying attention to what you're saying. Almost like when you read a page of a book and then you're like, dude, I have no idea what it just said. Because she was definitely in a different world thinking about because bro, she thought, oh, Ben's going to be a little silly goose and say something stupid. Bro was being all crazy and psychotic and was abducted by security. What the hell, bro? What? Anyways. So here's Will was not really kept in the loop by the principal, I think for privacy reasons, but Will was able to scrap together what he thinks the end of the story, what Will thinks actually happened. He scrapped together from a billion different sources. So if it's actually true or not, the exact details are very fuzzy, but this is what he heard. At a minimum, Ben's no longer at that school and he has no idea where he is. That's at a minimum. But he heard that basically what happened was that they found, they went through his backpack, they found a brick in there. So it wasn't like something crazy, but like dude was not. It wasn't like he was in a science class or something, and it's like, oh, brick day, of course, bring in your favorite brick. They found a brick in his backpack, and bro, after making a credible threat like that, like you cannot, like it looks bad. And so he was never, dude never rode the bus again. Dude was not seen in class again. People don't even know because like no one really followed him on Instagram or whatever. He was kind of like a bit of an outcast, and literally insane probably. No one knows. All they know is taken out of class. They found a brick in his backpack. They think like, honestly, Will's like, that's what I've heard. There's a chance it's not true, but it sounds about right. And they just never saw that kid again.